ladies and gentlemen of the 118 scale, 3.75 inch, 4-inch modern action figure community. I'm back again with another video. And in this video, we're going to be discussing none other than Mr. Daniel R. Alexander, also known in the G.I. Joe world as Wetdown. Born in Norfolk, Virginia, young Wetdown spent his days hanging around shipyards. He was fascinated by everything seaworthy. It was his passion. It was his hobby. He would even try to sneak on these ships at times. Upon completion and graduation of high school, he would immediately enlist in the Navy, ultimately becoming a Navy SEAL. He was the youngest Navy SEAL at the time. While in the Navy, Wetdown would quickly climb the ranks and become SEAL Chief Warrant Officer. That was his primary MOS. His secondary MOS is martial arts instructor. So pretty much he's the leader. He's pretty good in his field. And considering that he's a martial arts instructor, he's a pretty tough dude. The only Wetdown figure was released in 2001, Series 17, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero Collection. There's no other version of Wetdown that I know of until now. I feel that he is a pretty cool character and he should have gotten a modern, so I decided to create a custom. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take a look at my version of Wetdown, and I'm going to explain where I got the parts from, and if you're interested, maybe you'll create one yourself. So let's take a look at them. So first and foremost, before we take a look at Wetdown here, I'm going to show you the firearm or the rifle that I gave him. I decided to go with a M240, and this is going to be his main weapon. And I acquired this weapon on the Marauders Task Force website. Awesome. I don't know, I just thought of having him with a heavy gun would be fitting for someone with such a status. His second weapon would be this one here, also obtained from the Marauders website. Awesome. So now, without further ado, let's get a look at Wetdown. Oh, sorry, I knocked my camera around. So here what you see is a mixture of parts. Some things from G.I. Joe, some things from Marauders, one or two things from Dime Novel Legends. And we're going to get a look at these things, all right? So first and foremost, the body, we'll do a 360. The body is from the Dollar General G.I. Joe line Shipwreck. There was 2 shipwrecks released in that line, one wearing all green, one wearing all blue and gray. And this is the blue and gray version. I also went with this harness from Marauders, and he has a couple grenades there and some pouches. Now, you also see the tube going across his shoulder here. This is his diving equipment for when he's on his missions. And ultimately, this backpack and this dive mask was packaged with the Dollar General Shipwreck. Now, the flippers don't actually really fit him because if you see here, he's got the peg holes in the middle, and these are on the top. But it's easy to find flippers that fit this particular figure. I just wanted to complete them, and so I threw these on. Backpack's removable, of course. And you know what? Let's take a look at the backpack. It is actually a scuba tank. It's got tanks on the back. If you see them right there, little detailing which indicates that he has his tanks back there, and he's ready for some deep water diving and some missions. So next, we can look at his helmet, we've seen these before. I just decided to go with a gray and black helmet where the flip down night vision and the microphone was going to be gray with the black helmet. And I like the half shell for him, and pretty cool. On the side here, he has a dagger, just in case while he's underwater, he might have to cut himself free from some wires, or he might have to, like stab a shark. You never know. It gets dicey under there. Next, we got a sidearm, and this particular figure, he comes with a single sidearm, but it looks like a flattened out pancake. I can't explain it, but anyway, it slots in right here. So what I did was I took that out, put that in storage for later use, and I glued a Marauders Task Force holster and gun there so that he can have a little bit of a better setup. Pretty cool so far. Now, I also went with, Navy SEAL guys. I always see them wearing boonie hats, so let's throw him a boonie hat on there. And we can get rid of this backpack now so you can see him. So there he is with his boonie hat. Pretty cool, if I don't say so myself. He has his radio here. He's ready for his missions. I went with some pouches back there. Can't have too many pouches in your web gear, right? So I think that they missed the mark on releasing this figure. When he was released in 2001, he was released with a 2-figure box set packaged with wetsuit, and he was pretty much a wetsuit clone. I think he deserves his own figure, and that's why I wanted to create him. Just a little bit more info on Wetdown. Back in the Devil's Due comic, he received orders to roll out with the G.I. Joe team as they assaulted Cobra Island in a war with Serpentor. And I think, the Devil's Due comics and the different comic brands definitely has characters within its ranks that hasn't met a action figure form. So, I guess with that being said, I'm going to end this video right here. If you have any questions or comments, feel free, put them down below. I get to them at my earliest convenience. I appreciate you all. And let me know if you're going to create yourself a Wetdown figure. All parts were from G.I. Joe, Dollar General, Shipwreck, then Marauders, and I didn't show you guys the head sculpt here, is from Dime Novel Legends, and I'll include which set of Dime Novel Legends I got this head sculpt from. All right, so thank you again. I appreciate you all, and peace until the next one.